Hi everyone, my name is Hannah. Welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be doing my 1K Q&A. First of all, I want to thank all of my subscribers for getting me to this milestone. 1K is a big deal to me because I just can't even fathom that 1,000 people want to listen to me talk about books. I'm just so blown away by all of the support and kind words that I've gotten since I've started this channel. It's been so fun. So I'm really happy that I hit 1K. It's like a big deal to me. I know my channel is still very, very small, but I love all of my subscribers and I love talking about books and making bookish videos. Just been a really fun experience. So I asked on my Instagram and in one of my vlogs if people would like to leave questions in the comments. So I have plenty of questions here that I want to get to, so let's get started. So the first question that I got is, why'd you start your Booktube channel? And I started my Booktube channel because I had been watching Booktube for years before I started my channel. And it always looked like a lot of fun, and videos that the booktubers I watched would do, I was like, oh, I have so many, I know exactly what books I would pick for this, or I know exactly what books I would talk about. But I just kind of never had the guts to do it because I thought I would look stupid. So I never made one, and I just really wanted to talk about books because I don't have a lot of friends who are readers. A lot of my friends read, but just not to the quantity that I do, and not always the same books. So I wanted to be able to have a place where I could just talk about reading and all the books I love for people who feel the same I do and who read the same way I do. So I finally worked up the courage to start my Booktube channel. I actually started my Bookstagram first because I thought, well, if I'm going to post bookish content, pictures is easy because I don't have to sit in front of a camera and talk. So I started my Bookstagram, and then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do it. So I just decided to start filming. I just started off with a reading vlog because I was like, why not? It seems easy. I don't have to sit down and think about what I need to say. I can just talk about the books I'm reading, and I'm so happy I did. I love my channel. Another question I got a couple times was, what are my future plans for my channel? And I don't really know. I think I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I really like making the videos that I make. I like doing vlogs, especially 24-hour readathon vlogs, and just the typical wrap-ups, TBRs, book hauls, book unhauls. I have a few ideas for videos that I've been wanting to do, but I don't know. I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow with my channel. I don't have set plans because I'm just kind of having fun with it. But yeah, that's kind of a non-answer, but that's what I got. The next question I got is, what is my favorite thing about Booktube? And for sure it is just getting to see people do the thing that I love and talk about the thing that I love. And I get so many book recommendations from Booktube. I found so many good friends through Booktube. Obviously, Jan and Ashley are my Booktube besties on here. And it's just been really nice to have a place where I can talk about the things that I love and the books that I love without, people thinking I'm weird or whatever. The next question I got is, who are my favorite YouTubers to watch outside of Booktube? And I mainly watch Booktube. I've mainly been watching Booktube for the past 7 years, if I'm gonna be honest. But I do have a few that I still subscribe to, and I still frequently watch their videos because I find them very interesting. So the first one is Eamon and Beck. They are a couple based out of Toronto who I started watching their videos when they bought a Sprinter van and converted it into a living space so that they could travel North America. So they lived out of a van, and I thought that was a really cool idea, and watching all the adventures they get to have and the places that they get to travel it was amazing. And they're just really nice people. They always comment back whenever you comment. Yeah, I just love them. They're great. I also love watching Madeleine Olivia. She is in the UK, I believe, and she does videos on minimalism. And recently, within the last year or so, her and her fiance bought a cottage, a Cornish cottage, and have been doing renovations to it. But I started watching her channel originally for the minimalism stuff, decluttering and all that, and I just find her videos to be super calming. I always watch her videos. They're great. And then another YouTuber that I watch is Organically Anna. She does mostly videos about hair care. I've been trying to grow my hair out for a very long time, and it's pretty long now. I mean, like, it goes past my waist, past my hips now, and it used to be just so short, but she does like hair care and like tips for what type of hair you have. So I really like her. She's really cool. So yeah, those are my favorite YouTubers outside of Booktube. The next question I got just says unicorns, and yes, unicorns. The next question says my top 3 favorite TV shows, and I really appreciate that this person said top 3 and didn't make me pick a favorite, but even picking my top 3 favorite TV shows was kind of difficult. So for sure, Schitt's Creek is one of my favorite shows. It's just great. Everything about it. If you haven't watched Schitt's Creek, like, that's a mistake that you're making. You need to go watch it. It's so good. Also, I really love Gilmore Girls. I watched Gilmore Girls for the first time when I was in high school with my mom, and if you don't know anything about the show, it follows a mother and a daughter, and we really bonded over that show. It's like our thing. I love Gilmore Girls. It's so funny and dramatic at times, but I just love it so much. And then I also really love The Office. I've rewatched The Office so many times. I just think it's hilarious, and it always manages to pull me out of like a bad mood if I'm having one. It's just so funny. And then I'm gonna do an honorable mention here since it didn't make the top 3, but I think it's a really underrated show, and that is Psych. It's like a psychic detective show where he's not actually a psychic, but he's just so goofy, and Sean and Gus's humor, the 2 main characters of the show, is just exactly the type of humor that I enjoy. It's so funny, but then you also get like the detective solving crime aspect if you're into that kind of show. Even if you don't like detective shows, you might still like Psych because it's just so funny. So yeah, those are my top 3 favorite shows plus an honorable mention. And then the next question I got is kind of related. It's my top 3 favorite movies. And this one I feel like is kind of tricky because I don't really have like favorite movies, or if I do, I go through phases of favorites where like I'll binge like that movie, like I want to watch it like over and over and over again, and then once I've had my fill of it, then I'll move on to another one and I'll watch it over and over and over again. But I think I'm gonna say I like the 2005 Pride and Prejudice with Keira Knightley. I love that movie. I haven't read Pride and Prejudice, but I really want to. There's like a specific edition that I want to get that has like illustrations and stuff in it of like flowers. It's really, really pretty. And then I want to follow along with the audiobook because I'm not a big classics reader. So I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like I wouldn't understand some of the things because of how they talk, you know? But when you watch the movie, I just love it. And you know that I love the hate to love trope, so when they just like butt heads at the beginning, Elizabeth and Darcy, like, could you ask for more? And then another of my favorite movies is for sure Fast 5 in the Fast and Furious franchise. Fast 5 is my favorite of the franchise, but it's also, like I'm saying now, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's got a heist in it, and there's awesome cars and action, but it's also like heartwarming and wholesome, and it's just got so many things that I love in movies, and I'm just a huge Fast and Furious fan. So number 5 is my favorite of the whole franchise, and I just feel like I could watch that one over and over and over again and still enjoy it every single time. And then my other top 3 movie is going to be Tomb Raider, the one with Angelina Jolie. That one is super nostalgic for me. I watched it when I was, probably like 10, and I thought that Lara Croft was so badass. I loved her braid. I don't know. I play the video game. It's like one of the only video games I want to play, and I play the video game because I like the movie. So even though the movie is like based off of the video game, I don't play video games hardly at all. I suck at them. I just don't have the coordination to do it. But yeah, I don't know. I just like all the stunts that she does. I just think she's so badass in that movie, and that for sure is a nostalgic movie for me. The next question I got is, does my family know that I have a YouTube channel? And my mom does, so hi mom if you're watching. The next question is, what's my favorite adult fantasy series? And for that, I think I'm gonna do the Shades of Magic series by V.E. Schwab. I I don't think I've ever reread any of these, so I really want to do a reread when I'm back in the fantasy mood. But I just remember really, really loving the Darker Shade of Magic books. I actually don't know which one was my favorite because I like them all. So this one for sure, but I also do really like the Nevernight series by J. Kristoff, although I feel like I heard something like he was being problematic or something. I don't really know, but I did really like that series. The next question is, what's my favorite season? And that is easy for me because I love autumn the most. I just love the temperature. I love the vibes. I love the holidays that happen in fall. I love the colors of the leaves. I love the outfits that you get to wear. I just love everything about fall. I have so many good fall memories. It's just hands down my favorite. I do really like summer because I have off of work, so I have a lot of free time to do like fun things, but I'm not a huge fan of the heat. Like, it's good sometimes, like if I want to go to the beach or something, but it's hands down, autumn is my favorite season all the way. And it's just around the corner, so I'm pretty pumped for that. I just got so many like autumn things that I want to do. Like, I want to go to a corn maze. I want to go to a pumpkin patch. I want to drink hot apple cider. I want to watch some Halloween movies. I love fall. The next question is, what is my all-time favorite book? It's A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. It's just my favorite book of all time. I just love it so much. Another question I got is, if I could put myself into a classic book, which one would it be and why? And I've not read a ton of classic books, but I'm gonna pick a classic play by Oscar Wilde. It's called The Importance of Being Earnest. First of all, if you haven't read this play, it's only like 60 pages, less than that. It's like 55 pages, and it is so funny. I remember sitting in my AP English class my senior year of high school, and we were following along and listening to the audiobook, and it was just me and the teacher like cracking up because everybody else is like, what is going on here? It's so funny. I would love to be in this book, in this, like, just like somebody observing the events that happen in this book, because man, I would just get a kick out of that. It is so funny, and I just think it would be a really fun time. All right, so I got a couple questions about what my job is. So if you didn't know, I am a teacher. I teach K through 8 Phy Ed. I used to teach middle school and high school Phy Ed, and I just had like a couple elementary Phy Ed classes because I work in a K-12 building, so it's all the grades in one building, and I would just hop around wherever they needed me, whatever gym was open. But this year, the job position opened up that was exclusively K through 8, which is where I have the most passion for teaching. So I requested to be moved to that position and asked if they could fill, my position instead. And so that is what is happening. So I'm really excited for this school year because I think I'm just going to really, really enjoy my classes. I just really like teaching like younger kids. They're still excited for school. They still love their teacher, and like Phy Ed for them is like so fun and exploratory for them because they don't know the rules to everything, and they just get so excited for the games. Even if you've played, like if you play a tag game, they just lose their minds with excitement, and it's just so fun. I just love the energy of younger kids, so I'm really, really excited to be at that grade level. Somebody also asked about my classroom, and since I teach Phy Ed, I don't have a classroom. I have a gym and I have an office, and it's funny because like I had to move offices since I got the new position, and the office that I have to move to was actually just like, it's not an office. It's in a storage room, and they just like built 2 walls in the corner and put a door in there. So I'm just like in my own little like cave. But yeah, my classroom is the gymnasiums, it's the outdoor athletic spaces, any grassy open field can be used as my space. So it's really fun when the weather's nice because I get to be outside pretty much all day. And then because we're a K-12 building, we have 4 gyms that we rotate through, and then we have a weight room which we use with like middle school and up. And then we also have a wrestling room, which can be used for like a tumbling gymnastics unit, anything like that, because it has a padded floor. So yeah, that's the ins and outs of my job, basically. The next question I got is, did you finish grad school and what did you study? So yes, I did finish grad school. I have my master's degree. My degree is in curriculum and instruction. So it's an education degree and we mostly just use it to revamp our curriculum and make sure that we're meeting all of the standards, both state and national, so that our kids are learning everything that they need to learn before they graduate. The next question is, how do you read so much? And well, I have a lot of free time in the summers because I don't have to work because I'm a teacher. And since I didn't do anything this summer, like pick up a job or anything, because we just bought a house and we've been working on the house, and we were working all last summer on our grad program, and so I just didn't feel the need to work this summer. So I had a lot of free time this summer, and that's how I read a lot. And I prioritize reading over like watching TV and watching YouTube sometimes. I still do those things, just not as high of a frequency as I do reading. And I also like to listen to audiobooks, which helps me read a lot because I can do like things around the house and still hear the story. So that's how I read a lot. Physical book versus ebook. And I'm definitely a physical book kind of person. Like, I just like holding the book and turning the pages manually and seeing like the amount of pages that I've read so far versus the amount of pages I have left to go. Something about that, I don't know. I also really like being able to like look back at the cover of the book for some reason. I know with hardcovers, people tend to take the dust jackets off, and I never do that because while I'm reading, I'll like flip over and be like, yeah, it's a good cover. Back to the story. I don't know. But yeah, I do read ebooks. I read them more now because they're cheaper and I have an iPad that I can like read them on versus just on my phone. But I definitely prefer to read physical books. The next question is, what's your favorite thing to do while listening to audiobooks? And I would say my favorite thing is either to just follow along with the book. But if I can't do that, I like listening to an audiobook while I'm driving somewhere because I can still like get the whole story, and I'm stuck in the car anyways. So I might as well be doing something productive, like other than just driving to where I'm going. Like, I don't have any issues like paying attention to the road or going where I'm going or anything like that. So I like to drive while I listen to my audiobooks. But if I'm at home, I'll either follow along, or if I have like cleaning to do, like dishes, laundry, that kind of thing, then I'll listen to my audiobook then. The next question is, how did you meet your husband? And I think that my husband and I have kind of a pretty cute meet cute. So when I was a sophomore in college, he was a freshman in college. We went to the same school and we lived in the same dorm. And I was a CA, which is a community advisor. Sometimes they're known as RAs, resident advisors. It's just like the person who lives in the dorm who puts up the bulletin boards and your door decorations and kind of keeps control of the floor of the dorm, you know? And then we put on programs for the residents to kind of help them get out of their rooms and socialize a little bit, just like fun things for them to do. And I was planning a homework and hot chocolate in the lobby program like right before Christmas break. And so I put up posters everywhere and I had to get the hot chocolate all ready, and like people were coming down. His friend Eric was like, dude, we gotta go get hot chocolate. So he brings him down and we're all sitting like in the lobby of our dorm. So there's couches, tables, chairs, all that stuff. And we're getting the hot chocolate and whatever. And so I'm like hopping around to the different groups, like trying to get people like talkative rather than just sitting there awkwardly drinking hot chocolate. And I get to Brandon's like group and I'm like, hey guys, how's the hot chocolate? So we started talking, and his group of friends, his college group of friends, like they're still friends now. We're all still friends with them. They are like some of my favorite people. They're so funny and so much fun to hang out with. And so I like sat down by their group and was drinking my hot chocolate with them, and we were talking and laughing. And I just thought Brandon was hilarious. So we got to talking, and yeah, we kind of kicked it off from there. Yeah, we just hung out a lot. We went for walks together and we just really got to know each other. And that's how we met. I think it's pretty cute. The next question is, what is my favorite genre of books, and has it changed throughout the years? My favorite genre of books is right now romance, because I'm in a very much romance reading mood. But if I had to say what my favorite genre was, like of all time, it would probably have to be fantasy. Most of the books, you know, nearest me are fantasy books. And I don't know that it's like changed, because I read fantasy books when I was like in high school, and that's when I really got into reading. Maybe I read more like dystopians in high school, and that would have been my favorite genre. So I guess it has changed over the years. But yeah, I go through different moods of reading, so then it changes. Like right now, all I want to read is romance. But then I'm sure soon I'll be in a thriller horror reading mood, and all I want to read is thrillers. So yeah, it kind of flip-flops depending on my mood. But if I had to pick one and say that that one's my favorite of all time, I would have to pick fantasy. Someone asked where I lived. I live in central Wisconsin, just smack dab in the Midwest. What is my dream vacation? I have so many places that I want to go to. I've never left the US, which is unfortunate. I've been to a lot of different places around the US, but I haven't gone anywhere international. I would really love to visit Ireland. I think there's just so much culture and so much to see there. I also really want to see Banff, Canada. The national parks there are just like, the pictures are so incredibly beautiful. I'd love to go to the Maldives. Yeah, I think those places would be really cool. Japan would be cool. Ugh, just so many good places. What is my favorite breakfast food? Probably toast. Wow, saying that out loud sounds really boring. But it's true. Somebody asked if I have any tips on starting Booktube. My first tip is just to start. I took a long time starting my channel, and I wish I would have started it sooner because it's been so much fun. So don't wait on it. If you want to start a Booktube, start it. Just sit in front of a camera and start talking about books and have a fun time. Like, figure out what videos you like to watch the most and then try to do those videos. I really love watching reading vlogs and 24-hour reading vlogs. And so I do a lot of reading vlogs and 24-hour reading vlogs because they're my most fun to watch and they're my most fun ones to like film and do. So as long as you are having fun with it, you're all set. Be yourself, talk about books, have a good time. All right, and then the last question is my favorite book of 2021 so far. And I think it's safe to say that my favorite book so far is Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. It's like tied in my brain with A Court of Silver Flames, but I feel like I'd have to reread both back to back and see which one I have the best time reading. But I just think about this book all the time and I want to reread it all the time. It's so good. It's not going to be for everybody, so don't pick it up just because I'm saying it's amazing. Look into it, and if it sounds like something you'll like, then pick it up. But this book was definitely for me. All right, so those are all the questions that I got asked for my 1K Q&A. Thank you again so much for the 1,000 subscribers. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please consider it because it really makes me feel good and it helps support my channel. And thank you to everybody who sent me questions. It was really fun answering all of them. Some of them, it took me a little while to think on them, especially like what are my favorite XYZ. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe down below, leave a comment, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!